Another Godzilla 4K is on the way. The movies to Ultraman Zero are getting a brand new dub. Media Blasters is about ready to start shipping out replacement discs. All this and more on today's Toku and Animation News Report. Remember to click like, subscribe, the bell notification, and whatever else YouTube has you clicking on to support us. Toku and Animation News Report. I kind of forgot the network in there. But I am the Kaiju no Kami from the Toku and Animation News Network. And today I've got quite a few things to talk about. A lot of it is channel updates and some fun stuff that I don't normally cover. First off, if you did not hear, Criterion did announce they are bringing Godzilla vs. Biollante to 4K in March. I'm super excited. It's going to have a brand new subtitle translation, which, oh, thank the gods, because it really needs it. The current subtitle translation is not exactly great. But some people have been asking, well, why did they skip Godzilla 84 and go right to Biollante instead of continuing since they did the Showa set? Well, the simple fact is Biollante is the only movie from the Heisei era that is currently in 4K in Japan. Toho has been releasing the movies out of order in 4K. They've been doing them in batches. They've done the original, which we just got from Criterion. They have done King Kong vs. Godzilla, Mothra vs. Godzilla, Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, Invasion of Astro Monster, Godzilla vs. Hedorah, and then Godzilla vs. Biollante. And now we have... Oh, and Destroy All Monsters. I forgot about Destroy All Monsters. And then coming out later on next year, I was saying online it was February, but I believe it's actually June instead. Not sure why I said February, but that set's going to include Raids Again, Mechagodzilla, Terror of Mechagodzilla, 84, and the 92 or 93 Mechagodzilla movie. So there will be 2 more Heisei era movies in 4K for Criterion to release down the line. Now the thing is, and Final Wars is also part of that set. But the thing is that typically these Toho releases, when they release something in Japan, it has a 12 to 18 month embargo period before they'll allow it to be released internationally. -1 is an exception to that rule because -1 they decide to release themselves. But typically that's how they work. So I would not expect to see any of the 2025 releases for 4K that come out in Japan in the States until mid-2026. Now, maybe things have changed at Toho. Maybe they'll change. Maybe it won't be that way. But given that they are not allowing the dub to be released for Godzilla vs. Biollante, they really haven't changed that much. Now, granted, they have said that the problem is they don't have access to the English dub because it was done by Miramax. So it is possible that Toho would have given it to Criterion, but since they don't own the dub themselves, they can't. It's kind of weird, but I mean, I personally have no interest in the dub. However, others might. The other thing that people are like, well, why don't they just do a Heisei box set? I mean, on one hand, that would be cool to have another box match the one we got, even though that one over time has shown how shoddy it is, because the glue has come off, so the discs are sliding down the slots. I have disc playback issues because of the glue residue on my discs, even with the ones I have wiped off completely. But mostly it just wouldn't make sense to do a box set right now when there is only one movie in 4K. I'm figuring that by the time Criterion is able to has released everything in 4K, they'll probably end up doing another box set to get people to double dip. But right now, they're doing it individually, and I mean, I was all for the box set because it was the first time the Showa era had ever been all done by one company, so it had consistency. But I wouldn't mind having Criterion do the movies in 4K on their own so that we can get the best quality available. Now, I was kind of hoping that they would end up releasing it in a way that Arrow had done with the Gamer set, where everything ever created would be included. But Biollante is showing that's not going to be the case, which is a tad disappointing, but it is what it is. As long as we get the main feature and English subtitles and the Japanese tracks, I am perfectly okay with that. I'm wondering, though, if that means we will not see the Sony version of Godzilla 2000 on the Blu-rays on the 4K set because it's a Sony-owned product and not a Toho-owned one. Alright, but enough of Godzilla. What else? Well, speaking of English dubs, Ultraman Zero's movies are getting a brand new English dub. I guess they're brand new, because somebody mentioned that there was already a dub to them. But they're basically taking the voice cast from the recent dubs from Zet, Blazer, and Ace, and any characters that have been dubbed in those that appeared in the Ultraman Zero movies. Those people will be retaining their voices for the movies. I know Christopher Sabat has been cast as Ultra 7. Not sure how I feel about that. Not because I have anything against Sabat. I know some people do because something he did that pissed people off or something. It's really hard to keep track these days of who did what to piss people off, because everyone gets pissed off if you disagree with the one thing, because disagreeing with someone is like a completely full attack on their opinion. But whatever. So, Ultraman Zero is getting a brand new dub. Kind of cool for people who like dubs or people who can't watch stuff subtitled. We got a small tidbit on Gojuger. Toei has announced there will be some big Gojuger reveal on Christmas Day. So that's kind of cool. Interesting that they're doing it on Christmas Day, but hey, you know what? Nothing like the present. If you have not seen it, go hunt down the trailer they just did to celebrate Super Sentai's 50th anniversary. It's pretty cool because they count backwards from Gold Ranger as number 50, going all the way down to Gojuger as number 1, which makes sense because number 1 Sentai, Gojuger. I'm really looking forward to seeing Gojuger. I really want to see what they have in store for it. I really want to know who the writer is going to be too, because that could make or break my excitement. Now, I have finished my Don Brothers review. I actually just finished editing it last night, and wow, my review is currently 1 hour and 15 minutes long. Now, that's the uncut version. I haven't had the chance to quality check it yet. I'll be doing so in a little bit. But, damn. I'm expecting, though, the YouTube version's probably going to be 10-ish minutes less, because I'll have to cut down a lot of footage because it's YouTube. Plus, there's one live bit I did record exclusively for the YouTube version just to split up one clip that I'm doing for the music, because you know how YouTube is with music. I mean, I have to cut the opening and ending themes down all the time in my videos to about 7 seconds from their initial 10 that I put them in the uncut version. Because, man, the YouTube copyrights are crazy. It just sucks because sometimes you can't get a feel for a song within 7 seconds. But it is what it is. But yeah, my Don Brothers review ended up being 1 hour and 15 minutes long. I was working until like 2 a.m. every day this week, pretty much editing that review. I mean, I was up Friday till 2:30 in the morning. Last night I didn't go to bed till 2:30 in the morning. So I'm actually happy to be done with this review. That's the one downside to when I give myself a deadline on a review, but I'm like, it has to be done by this point, is I will stay up late to get that review done by that deadline. But the nice thing is that's kind of the last review that I have a deadline for a while. I mean, there's a review I would like to have done by January 10th, but is it January 10th? I don't know. I don't remember. But January 10th, I believe, is the day when I released my very first video. So I want to get a review out for that day, if it's that day. But yeah, next year celebrates the 10th anniversary of Kaiju no Kami. So we've got 50 years of Super Sentai, 10 years of Kaiju no Kami, 10 years of the Toku Animation News Network. Well, again, it was Kaiju no Kami for the first 8. And I just reached 8,200 subscribers. I'm like at 8,207 right now, I think it is. I keep having it teeter. It went to like 8,202, then it backed down to 8,200, then it was up to 8,201, then it went up back to 8,200. So yeah, but I'm past 8,200 subscribers now. Thank you all. If you support me on Patreon, I'm going to be revamping some of the rewards for Patreon. The $1 tier will get you access to all the uncut versions of videos. I'm still going to do behind the scenes stuff that I have in the $2 tier. For those of you who have supported the $2 tier and above, I am sorry I haven't done any behind the scenes videos. Things just got so busy when I was teaching full time that it was hard to film some behind the scenes stuff. But I want to get back on track to doing that next year. I mean, I would like to record me recording, which sounds kind of weird. But I guess I would need to get another camcorder to be able to do that. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to getting... Well, maybe I could use the camera to record. But yeah, maybe one of the reviews next year, I'll record myself recording it, and then you can see me recording as just a fun little behind the scenes video for Patreon. But yeah, so if you do support $2 tier with the expectation that you were getting behind the scenes videos, I'm sorry I haven't done them in like 2-3 years. It's just been busy. I will get back to them. And the $1 tier will get you the uncut videos that I can't put on YouTube. Like if you've seen my Mayfex Spider-Man video I did a Patreon exclusive one that used music from the Spider-Man movie soundtracks and TV shows for the music instead of the generic copyright-friendly music I did for YouTube. There is a new Power Rangers game that has come out called Rita's Rewind. It's done in the same brawler beat-em-up style that the recent Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge, and G.I. Joe video games came out as, where it's a side-scroller beat-em-up where you're just walking and fighting enemies. Kind of like the old Power Rangers games from the SNES and Genesis era. I've heard it's actually really good. They're not really my type of games, and it's digital only, and I don't do digital. If you know me, I'm a physical gamer only. Which just kind of sucks because also The Thing and Soul Reaver 1 and 2 just came out remastered. And they're digital only. Now granted for those, because I do own the PS2 versions, I can kind of, sort of justify doing digital remasters. But I think I'm going to hold off and see if Limited Run does them sometime soon. They did Tomb Raider's remaster trilogy pretty quickly, which I am so excited to play Soul Reaver Remastered though. Oh! Speaking of video games, the VGAs were this week. I did not watch them. I was watching... Let's see, what day was that? That was Thursday. So we were watching It's a Wonderful Life when the VGAs were occurring. Because we watched Godzilla vs. Mothra in 92 before then, and then It's a Wonderful Life. So I don't really pay attention to the VGAs. I think they are crap. And I'm like, why am I going to watch it when I can just see the trailers later and not have to look at Jeff Keighley's stupid face? But I really don't have an opinion. I think it was cool that Astrobot won Game of the Year. I know people are pissed off at Wukong, but Astrobot is a game that anyone can pick up and play, and only people without a soul can hate that game. Even if it's not your type of game, you can't hate it unless you have no soul. But, I mean, personally, I think Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is the best video game of the year. But that didn't even get a nomination. However, there were some pretty cool trailers. We got Witcher 4. I loved Witcher 3. I had never played any of the other Witcher games before it. So I'm kind of like, cool. I'll probably get it. Because I liked Witcher 3. One of our friends who is a die-hard Witcher fan, I had texted him, I was like, so, how many times have you watched the trailer? And there was a new Ninja Gaiden 2D side-scroller trailer set. Well, I'm not sure if it's set in the 3D universe or the NES universe, but it stars a pupil of Ryu Hayabusa's. Though I'm kind of curious on it. I think I'm going to wait for reviews, and I don't know if it's coming out physically right away. Again, might be a limited run thing. Hey, maybe Limited Run could do the old Ninja Gaiden trilogy remastered, like on the NES and maybe an SNES version. That'd be kind of cool. They could do it with the new Ninja Gaiden, call it the Ninja Gaiden 2D Collection. Also, but for there, blah, 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 blah. There was a new Naughty Dog game really revealed that is getting hate just because people can't handle a female character that's bald anymore, apparently. I don't know, but the trailer didn't give us enough to be able to judge this game's story, and people apparently have already said, oh, I can already tell what this game is like. How? They said it's inspired by Cowboy Bebop and Akira, and I can't think of any other video game right now that is similar to that. But the trailer looked intriguing. It is a Naughty Dog game, so I'm sure it's going to be great as long as it's single player and has a good story to go with it. But my trailer that I was so excited about was finally, after 20 years, a new Onimusha video game. Now if they can only finish remastering the previous games, or remake them. But yes, a brand new Onimusha game. I cannot wait. I will say I was disappointed though, because there were rumors that the new Resident Evil game would be revealed at the Video Game Awards, and that did not happen. So I was like, well, that's a bummer. Alright. Media Blasters has sent an update that the Kamen Rider movie discs have all been corrected, and they will start shipping them, I think, this upcoming week? Or, I think they said it in the upcoming week, because I think when they announced it, they said within the next 2 weeks, and that was last week. But the Kamen Rider discs have been corrected, so they're going to start shipping those out soon. So look forward to your replacement disc coming. If you did not receive your disc at all, look forward to when your set comes with your corrected disc already inserted. Some of us got kind of lucky though, because now we have 2 copies of the discs. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the extra copy. As I said before, maybe I'll do a little contest and give it away. It'll just be like shipped in a jewel case or something, or a plastic. Well, I do have a bunch of the eco-friendly cases lying around. So maybe I'll just ship in an eco-friendly Blu-ray case. I don't know. That's if I decide to give it away. I've got some magazines I do want to start giving away next year for the 10th anniversary of the channel. What else did I have to talk about? Well, my NECA blind box is supposed to be arriving by Tuesday. The one that I mentioned last week for the Ninja Turtles, so keep an eye out for that. It might, well, it's already here in Colorado, so I'm hoping it actually arrives tomorrow, and then I can record a review or a video for it tomorrow. I am going right now. I am planning to do a live stream Q&A on Saturday since I am done with my Don Brothers review. I didn't want to commit to a Q&A just in case something happened, but I believe there should be no reason I can't do a Q&A anymore next Saturday. So be on the lookout for that. If for some reason it doesn't happen, it means something came up. We haven't caught up on anything yet. Krellica and I will probably not end up catching up on Boom Boonger and Arc until after Christmas. Kamen Rider Gav is probably in the same situation, since we'll probably have to wait till the Saturday after Christmas when we get together with Silver Quill to watch Gav. We just finished watching Ginga Man because I wanted to show Krellica and Silver Quill Ginga Man. So we just finished that last night. And then I'm going to start showing them Time Ranger next month after we catch up on Gav. More Discotek news. If you did not see last week's news report, Winspector is now up for pre-order, along with Digimon Season 2, the Japanese version. And another mech anime was up for pre-order. Bismarck. It's called Bismarck. I believe the dub for it was called Star Saber. It was done by the people who did Voltron, so you know it's not really that great of a dub. But I'm really hoping this means they can get Go Lion and Dairugar 15. I mean, they already gave us Albagus, but I really, really want Go Lion and Dairugar on Blu-ray, because the DVDs Media Blasters did, especially for Dairugar, were not exactly great. In fact, Media Blasters seemed to just half-ass Dairugar when they released it. Hell, the final disc was only sent to people who pre-ordered it for the most part. So I'm glad I pre-ordered it. Okay, that's pretty much all I've got for this week's news. As always, click like, subscribe, the bell notification, whatever else YouTube has you clicking to support us. You can support us on Patreon and Bluesky at tokuaannetwork, Network, Facebook, Instagram, Discord at Kaiju no Kami, and the website is creativitybydesignllc.com, and you can buy cool Kaiju no Kami merchandise at creativitybydesignllc.com/shop. There's also a link in the description below. This will most likely be my last news report for the year. And until next time, bye.